Hello everyone, in this video we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. We have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now let's start. Which state has started a new vaccination drive after registering anthrax cases in elephants? So this decision was taken by Assam government after the death of elephants in Dehing Patkai Wildlife Sanctuary of Assam, and this death was because of anthrax. So the state decided to start a vaccination drive. Now what is this anthrax? It is a disease caused by a bacteria. Now recently Assam was also in news because of Pavitra Wildlife Sanctuary, and it is also known as Mini Kaziranga. Kaziranga is a national park in Assam, and it is home to 2/3 of world's great one-horned rhino. Assam was also in news as recently former Assam Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi passed away. Assam was also in news as the first cow hospital of Northeast India was started in Assam. What is the name of moon landing mission of NASA for which it has selected the first ever woman? So the name of this mission is Artemis. It is a moon landing mission of NASA. NASA is the space agency of USA. NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. So this is a moon landing mission, and for this purpose a group of women was selected, and this group includes Christina Koch and Jessica Meyer. Now recently NASA was also in news because of Nokia, as NASA selected Nokia to build 4G network on moon. Nokia was in news as recently it has been appointed as the lead company for Hexa-X project. So it is a project funded by European Union, and it is a 6G mobile technology related project which is funded by European Union, and Nokia is the leading entity for this project. Which country exempted import inspection for Indian black tiger shrimps? So this decision was taken by Japan. So Japan is the second largest market for Indian black tiger shrimps after USA. Now Japan exempted imports inspection for this Indian product. So this will enhance the exports of shrimps from West Bengal and from Kerala. Recently Japan was in news as it ordered nationwide disinfection. Why so? Because it was affected by bird flu. Japan was also in news because of Quad, as the most recent meeting of Quad held in Tokyo, and the Quad countries are India, Japan, USA and Australia, and all these 4 countries were in news because of Malabar exercise. So this exercise was started between India and USA. Later Japan joined it, and this time Australia also participated in this exercise. Japan was also in news because of RAA. RAA stands for Reciprocal Access Agreement. So it is a defense cooperation agreement between Australia and Japan. Which country under its Data Sonification program extracted the sound of important phenomena of universe? So this country is USA, and NASA is implementing this Data Sonification program. Under this program, it is extracting the sound of important phenomena of universe. Now recently USA was also in news because of Paris Climate Deal, as it formally exit from this Paris Climate Environment Deal. USA was also in news as it quit WHO, that is World Health Organization. USA was also in news as it played a role of mediator for the normalization of ties between Morocco and Israel, and Morocco is the 6th Arab League country to normalize ties with Israel. Other 5 countries are Egypt, Jordan, and then UAE, Bahrain and Sudan. So USA played a key role in these agreements. What is the name of new health research application launched by Google? So it is Google Health Studies. It is new health research application launched by Google. Recently Google was also in news because of CNIL. So it is data privacy regulator of France. Recently it was in news because it fined Google and Amazon. So Google was fined 100 million euros and Amazon was fined 35 million euros for the breach of data privacy norms. Recently, Google was also in news as it released search result data. And as per that data, Joe Biden, the president-elect of USA, is the most searched personality, and IPL, that is Indian Premier League, is the most searched term of the year in our country. Now, Joe Biden along with Kamala Harris were in news as they were selected as the Time Person of the Year. Which payment system is set to be made available round the clock from December 2020? So it is RTGS. What is full form of RTGS? It is real time gross settlement. So from 14th of December, it will be available 24/7. That means 24 hours, 7 days of week. Last year, RBI made NEFT service available for 24/7. Now RTGS is real time gross settlement payment system, and there is no upper limit of transaction in RTGS method. So it is meant for large value transactions. In case of NEFT, there is upper limit and it is 2 lakh. Now, one peculiar difference between NEFT and RTGS is that in case of NEFT, transactions received up to a particular time are processed in batches. And in case of RTGS, as the name suggests, the transactions are processed continuously. Which country has rolled out a draft legislation to combat radical Islamism? So this decision has been taken by France. French president is Emmanuel Macron. Recently, France was also in news as French territory of New Caledonia voted against the independence from France in a referendum. France was also in news because of first India, Australia, France trilateral dialogue. France was also in news because of GAFA tax. GAFA stands for Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon. Recently, France was also in news as Javed Ashraf became India's next ambassador to France. Jean Castex is the new Prime Minister of France. Nana Addo Dankwa has been re-elected as the president of which country? So he has been re-elected as the president of Ghana. Ghana is a country along Gulf of Guinea and it shares border with Atlantic Ocean. Recently, Ghana was in news as Bank of Ghana won the Central Bank of Year Award of 2020. And Mark Carney won the Governor of Year Award of 2020. Mark Carney is the Governor of Bank of England. Cattle meat has been discovered in the remains of settlements of which civilization? So it is IVC, that is Indus Valley Civilization. And recently researchers found the presence of animal products such as meat of pigs, cattle, buffalo, sheep and goats in the remains of Indus Valley Civilization. Now please note that this IVC or Indus Valley Civilization is also known as Bronze Age Civilization. What amount of expenditure has been approved by the Union Cabinet for wage subsidy via EPFO? So it is 22,810 crore. EPFO is Employees Provident Fund Organization. So recently, to provide wage subsidy through EPFO, government approved 22,810 crore rupees. And this is part of Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana. So the idea is to create new job opportunities, and this scheme is launched for a duration of 2022 to 2023. So to boost the employment opportunities in the formal sector, this scheme has been launched by the government. Which state has created Matru Sahyogini Samiti to combat malnutrition? So this was done by Madhya Pradesh, and it has created Mothers Cooperation Committees, that is Matru Sahyogini Samitis. So these committees will have 10 mothers from Anganwadi. Now recently the state of Madhya Pradesh was also in news because of Mukhyamantri Street Vendor Scheme. So this street vendor scheme was started by Madhya Pradesh government for the street vendors of villages and towns. And this is online, and this is similar to Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi scheme. It is a central government scheme for street vendors, and it has been launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. SIDBI is the implementing authority for this scheme. Recently, this scheme was in news, that is Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi scheme was in news, as Swiggy, that is food delivery platform, collaborated with 36,000 street vendors under this PM Swanidhi scheme. So with the help of Swiggy platform, these street vendors will be able to provide their services. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover important news. So first is NSDC Baiju. NSDC is National Skill Development Corporation. So NSDC signed agreement with Baiju to support the skilling of teachers and trainers. Next is Jagananna Jiva Kranti. So it is a scheme related to Andhra Pradesh, and under the scheme, ships and goats will be given to women to improve their living standard. So it will be a type of economic support, and this will help in improving their income, and therefore it will help in upgrading their lifestyle. Next is District Development Council. So recently this DDC, that is District Development Council, was in news, as DDC elections were conducted in Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. So this is first time that these elections are conducted after revocation of Article 370 in the Union Territory. So now each district in Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory will have such DDC, and these DDC will have jurisdiction over the entire district except municipal areas. Next is International Bharati Festival. So recently Prime Minister addressed this festival through video conferencing, and this was organized by Vanaville Cultural Center, and this was organized to celebrate the birth anniversary of Mahakavi Subramania Bharati. He was a prominent poet and journalist from Tamil Nadu. And on this occasion, the 2020 Bharati Award was given to Sini Vishwanathan. Next is Dajipur Sanctuary. So it is in Maharashtra. Recently, Maharashtra government approved financial support for the development of this Dajipur Sanctuary, and this is a part of Radhanagari Wildlife Sanctuary. Next is Julian Jefford. So Julian Jefford was in news, as Ola, the cab sharing company, has appointed Julian Jefford as the head of Ola's electric vehicle business in Europe. Next is Paolo Rossi. So he was well-known footballer from Italy. He passed away recently, and he played a crucial role in 1982 World Cup victory. So he was associated to football, and he is the only male player in the history to win World Cup, Golden Boot, Golden Ball, and Ballon d'Or awards in 1 year. That means in the same year he won all these 4 awards, and he is the only male to do so. Next is Shakti Act. So this is an act related to Maharashtra. Actually, Maharashtra government approved a new bill, and this bill has been approved to prevent the crime against women. So this is similar to Disha Act by Andhra Pradesh. The intention behind such legislation is to prevent crime against women by ensuring strict punishment for such criminals. Next is Climate Ambition Summit 2020. So the summit was in news, as Prime Minister addressed this summit, and during his speech he mentioned that India is on track to achieve its Paris Agreement commitments. Now in this context, please read about INDC and what are India's commitments under this INDC. So this Climate Action Summit 2020 was co-hosted by United Nations, France and UK. Next is Health for All, Protect Everyone. So this was the theme of Universal Health Coverage Day, and this was celebrated on 12th of December. Next is Cornell University. So recently Cornell University was in news, as Maharashtra government signed first of its kind agreement for an incubation center in Navi Mumbai, and for this it has signed agreement with Cornell University. So in these centers entrepreneurs will be trained, and this is first incubation center set up by Cornell University outside USA. That means it is first such center outside USA by this Cornell University. And Maharashtra government also signed agreement with XED Institute of Management to launch Cornell Maha 60. So this XED Institute is Asia partner for Cornell. So under these initiatives, the entrepreneurs will be trained. And last news is related to India Water Impact Summit. So recently 5th India Water Impact Summit was organized, and the theme of this summit was Earth Ganga, River Conservation, Synchronized Development. So these were the most important events. Thank you, and that's all for the day.